a woman of God who is passionate about the work of God and a proud mother of 2 beautiful children. Welcome, Irene.
Thank you, Michelle.
How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. Yourself?
I'm good. All right. Okay, and our second guest is Mrs. Jemima Barbara Podo. She is an architect with Prometheus Group and also a lover of kids. And so she's a mother of a beautiful, lovely girl. Thanks for being here, Jemima.
Thank you, Michelle.
How are you doing?
I'm good, and you?
I'm also doing
You're
fine.
looking beautiful.
Thank you. You too. You too. And to our final guest, she is DSP Rose Ampafua Chenibua Kodia with the Kumasi Central Prison. She has experience in corrections management, human resource management, and public speaking. She's also with Refiners Avenue Church. DSP, I have a lot to say about you, but I'll reserve that for later. We are thrilled to have you.
Thank you.
Please, I hope you are doing well.
I'm very fine, thank you.
And you are set for the program, right?
Sure. Very
I know you have so many things to share with us, and we can't wait. So please enjoy. All right. And so throughout this segment, our guests will share their personal stories, experiences, and insights about their moms and motherhood. Get ready for an inspiring conversation. We are still waiting for your messages to read online to your mothers. You can send your Mother's Day messages so we know how incredible your mom is to you. And of course, this program is proudly sponsored by Caladians, Maisu Fruit Juice, and Moro Africa. All right, so to our very first guest, Irene, we want to know what's your favorite childhood memory of your mom?
Oh, thank you, Michelle. I would like to say Happy Mother's Day to all mothers.
All right.
To our viewers and our listeners out there.
Okay.
Well, I have a collection of events and experiences during my childhood. I had a couple of them.
Okay.
But I'll say the fun part was my mother was actually a businesswoman.
Okay.
She was frequenting Togo, Cote d'Ivoire, and all that. She used to sell anything at all, from bags to shoes to jewels and all that. So I remember during our childhood, my siblings and I would wait for her to return before we go to bed. Because definitely she would buy something for us. She used to buy us the condensed milk from Togo.
Hey.
So we actually wait for her because we have our condensed milk.
Oh, nice.
Aside the shoes and the bags we get to prepare our toffees with.
Oh, nice.
So it was actually fun.
Oh, but then she wasn't getting time for you.
Oh, she was getting time for us. Actually, she was the one who was actually getting the most
real
of,
time,
yes,
yeah, the
most
quality
of the
time
for us. Because my father wasn't always around. He's a
Okay.
military person.
Okay.
So she was always around. Aside her going in and out of the country, she was always around because she used to sell in the barracks where we used to stay. Yes.
Okay.
So the fun moment was I have a lot, like I said, but the one I can really recall was when the time she traveled, we had to wait for her. Even if she returned at 12, we wait for her because of the condensed milk.
Hey, and you enjoy, do.
For the toffee.
Every time you are waiting for your mom to travel. All right. Jemima, what's your favorite childhood memory of your mom?
Okay, quite a number of them, but I think the one I loved the most was, she's a teacher.
Okay.
So my mom always prepares ahead of time for everything. So for each lesson that she's going to have, and to mine, I think from the age I can remember from, she was a class 1 teacher. She loves kids. Yeah, so for every lesson note, we had to prepare her. She has to prepare her teaching aids. So we had this, unlike before where you can easily find pictures online and stuff. So she always used to store magazines and stuff, so that when she wants to prepare a lesson notes, we cut.
Just pick one.
Yeah, we cut these pictures and stuff, and then put them together, stick them on the manila cards and stuff. And it was fun. We get to choose what, like, she gave us the opportunity to be part of it. Like, okay, this is what I'm trying to do. So what do you think will work out? Which manila card background should we use? Like all that. And it was interesting as a kid at that time, doing all this cutting, writing, and all this creative art stuff. And then we go to the school, the class, get that nicely. So it was having that moment were pretty exciting. It was work for her, but for me it was play and fun and learn at the same time. Yeah.
I kind of share, and understand what you are talking about, because my mom is also a teacher, and it wasn't easy. That lesson note thing, no, she could beat us, because you bet it's no. But by a time I will be relaxed, now we're fixing, now we're so bold. Oh, it wasn't easy, but at least it was fun, as you are saying. Yeah, it was fun, as you are saying. All right. So, DSP Rose, your turn. We want you to share some of your favorite childhood memory of your mom.
Okay, so I think just like everyone else, we have a lot of memories from our mothers.
Okay.
But I think the one that sticks is whenever my siblings and I we are going to write exams or there's a big event in our lives.
Okay.
Like for instance, like coming here today, we'll just talk and then she would pray for you. So during our exams or any big event, like you have an interview or something, she'll just call you and pray for you. My mom is a bit dramatic, so on your birthday, you know that she would send like a WhatsApp voice note, and okay, that time there was no WhatsApp, but then she would still call you, sing for you, and then pray. We would laugh about it, but I think it was worth it back then. Yeah.
So would you say that experience made you feel loved and supported? Because that's the next question we come
into. For sure, I think it makes you know that she cares about you and everything that involves you. Because I think prayer is the biggest thing everybody can wish for. Yeah. So she'll just call you in the morning, say a prayer. Okay. And it made me feel loved and cared for.
Okay. And Jemima, what was that moment that you knew that this woman really makes me feel loved and cared for?
For me, it was her being a part of the little things that I chose to do. Being part of extracurricular activities at school. That you can, now as I sit as a mother, I understand that she could have chosen not to. But how she be passionate about it, you talk about it. If it's something we are rehearsing like arts and stuff, she would discuss it with me, and then so she was so involved in the little things and always celebrated the little things that I do. As little as it could be. Like I think one day I could remember I participated in Miss Class 3. Yeah, and I was the second runner up also, and she was really happy.
I'm sure she bought you cake and then toffees and all that.
she didn't do a lot of the sweet things, but like she was so excited about it. I think the clothing and all that I'll use for that, she made all those preparations for me. So those little things that were not, you will not see as a major life things, but it was about me. I chose to do it. I chose to be a part of it. She was there, celebrating it, congratulating me, cheering me on, encouraging. I think I choose to do. I might decide not to do but she will encourage you to like, go. It's good. Yeah.
All right.
So
she was always pushing you to do more.
Yeah.
Okay, Irene.
Michelle.
So we want to know. There was this one moment that you knew that this woman really loves and supports everything I do, and we want you to share with us what was that moment.
Well, for my mom, she was always showing care, and then she was always passing genuine compliments.
Okay.
From your dressing to how you speak,
Okay.
to what you cook,
Okay.
to how you prepare for school.
Okay. Not to cut you, but that thing really plays a cardinal role in our lives, because sometimes we just want to hear from someone who we are related to. So when you even hear it somewhere else, it's some way. But if your mom tells you you are doing well, you are beautiful, you are a princess, that one alone, when you go to school,
I actually walked around knowing I'm very beautiful.
Oh, nice.
I dress from the house and then I step out. I already know I'm looking good.
Oh, nice.
So no guy would tell me you are looking good and I'll feel special. Because I already felt special from my house already. So she was, and there was a time my big sister, she used to dress in a way.
Okay.
You see, for her, she was asking, how do I put it? You need to wear shikakra. So there were times she could wear something. My mom would go like, "Atadi we dey new." Yes. So everything you wear before you step out, she will pass a compliment.
Okay.
Even the food you eat, my mom will, I know you know her.
Yeah.
She actually passes compliments on everything.
Wow.
And they were very genuine.
Okay.
Amidst her insults, there were praises.
Okay.
So that really made me felt loved, supported, and cared for.
Okay.
And it helped a lot. And it's still helping.
All right. Do you think that experience has affected your parenting style in a way?
Oh, sure. It has.
Mm-hmm.
It really has. Because for me, because of the background and upbringing I had, I'm actually raising my children in that line.
Okay.
And aside the compliment, she would always include, God doesn't like this. She's an as of mommy too.
Okay.
So she will tell you, do it this way because you're a child of God. And she actually brought us up in the faith and in the knowledge of God.
Okay.
So she was a Lois to us, a Eunice to us, just as in the Bible in Timothy.
Okay.
Timothy's mother and grandmother brought him up in the fear of God. So it's actually affecting my parenting lifestyle.
All right. Jemima, how about you?
Yeah, I think for me also the experience from her, the encouragement, especially the focus on all these little things and pushing us and cheering us on has also influenced my parenting style, that I also am curious, focus on what my child is interested in, what are her passions, what are her likes, so encourage her even at this tiny stage. Begin to realize that at a toddler stage, they have likes.
Yeah.
They have passions. It's building gradually, and there's that passion to know her and then encourage her and then to guide her because of how she played that parenting role in my life.
All right. So to make the program very balanced, we brought in DSP Rose, who does not have a child yet. So if you are listening and you think that, as for me, I don't have kids, so also I don't care, please, I beg you, DSP Rose is here to talk about the things that she's jotted down that she's going to include and in her parenting, style, because I know you are going to get there surely. And even before you get there, you're a mother.
Yeah.
Everywhere, anywhere you go to, I always say that women are potential mothers, no matter what. Let me chip this in. The Bible said that Sarah, before she even gave birth to Isaac, God called her mother of nations. So immediately you come to the earth as a woman, you have a calling that whether you push them out or you don't push them out, you're a mother. So, yes, viewers, what are some of the things that you've jotted down that you know that these things that my mom did, I'm also going to do same to my kids?
Okay, so just as you said,
Yeah.
I also think women who also nurture other people
Yeah.
are also mothers.
Yeah.
Yes, and with the work I do as a prison officer, I have inmates
Yeah.
we work with,
Yeah.
and then I also mentor some girls and all that.
Okay.
I think looking back and seeing how my mother would make us feel content with what we have,
Okay.
and then teaching us kindness and also our personal relationships with other people. I think it has also helped me in my relationship with people who are under my care or people I come into contact with. And I think just as my sister said, getting to know what the people around you are passionate about. So with the mentorship, you know that, oh, okay, this person would love to do this, but having challenges at home. How can I also come in as a mother
Okay.
to create awareness so that she
Okay.
would also believe in her potential?
Okay.
Yeah, so I believe that even if you are single or you don't even have a child, you can make an impact in somebody's life. 'Cause
yeah.
even in church, we have the children's ministry.
Ministry.
We have children living around us.
Yeah.
So you can also make an impact in someone's life.
Yeah, and what you are saying is very true, because I told you earlier today that I was at the prisons yesterday and I was out. Like, I saw them and I'm like, God, you are doing well.
Thank you.
You are doing so well, because it's not easy. And sometimes, how do you feel?
Okay, so sometimes you'd have to add passion
Yeah.
to what you are doing.
Yeah.
Because if you are not passionate, you will just go to work because you have to go to work. But if you are passionate, you are a Christian or even a Muslim, and you believe in God, you'd also, you know, 1 Corinthians 13 talks about love and
Yeah.
all that.
Yeah.
And these people are people we believe have sinned, so they should pay for their sins. So whilst you are working with them, you have to act a bit of wisdom
Yeah.
in managing them, and
Yeah.
also show them a bit of motherly love.
Yeah.
So I was telling
Jemima.
Jemima, I was telling Jemima that every 28th May, I have a sanitary project,
Yeah.
World Menstrual Hygiene Day,
Yeah.
for the female inmates, where doctors will come and educate them on menstrual hygiene. That is my personal initiative, because I feel this is what I can do to help the system. Yes, so well, if you're not passionate, you can't do these
Do it.
things. So I think all the other officers are also doing very, very well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
Alright. You're welcome. So, Jemima, can you share a moment when you realized your mom's strength and resilience was top notch?
Yeah. Interesting. I think every day of their lives, their strength and resilience was top notch. But to highlight one, and interestingly, it's not in that moment that I realized it. It is now that I realized that was top notch.
Yeah.
It's looking back at her journey through life, and as I said, she's a teacher, but she traveled out for a certain duration, raised a family, or started family outside Ghana for some time. I think for most of us being born, or some of us were, the seed was out there, but the baby was here. Yeah, but coming back after that long duration, most of colleagues have advanced in their career in terms of education and all that. So it's like a fresh start that she had to. But she didn't give up. She upgraded herself as in like going back to school to add on to her knowledge in the teaching field. Did that raising us young ones, and then had to put a hold on it for some time, looking at the family, looking at us with the babies and the need to cater for us, and then continued again, I think in her early 50s, went back again to school to also further her education. And then
you see, I'm sure those were some difficult moments. How did she handle all that?
You see, interestingly, at that time, it looked effortless.
Wow.
It looked effortless. It looked like she was taking care of us, going to school, going to work.
She could do everything.
She could do everything. I didn't see it as a problem. I thought it was everyday life. That is how she made it effortless.
Okay.
It looked like everyday normal life. She just go to school. It's now that I sit back and I realize that, wow.
The woman was really doing well.
Wow. It's wow. Because just managing one alone, it's not. But like us.
How many are you?
Four.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
four
Nice,
of us.
nice, nice, nice.
Plus other external
Things,
children,
yeah.
adopted children that she had to take care of. Plus
Oh.
taking care of children in school
Mhm.
as a teacher,
Mhm.
doing that work.
That work alone, eh?
It is something else.
Something else.
So her resilience to go back when she realized that, okay, now she can balance the family a bit because now we're a bit old. I think I was adolescent, so it's easy to at least add school to career and all that. Yes, and then she also excelled excellently in
Okay,
school.
okay.
So for me, I look back at it and I see that, wow, the fact
Okay.
that she could pause it, the balance to know when to continue, when to stop it, when to continue again and still be excelling in it and
Mhm.
making it look effortless.
Mm,
Now I
mm.
look back and then I just salute.
Hey, God bless you, mommy. You've done well. So, Irene,
Yes, dear.
what was that moment that you saw that mommy's resilience and strength was top notch? Yeah, like this woman can do everything.
Yeah, for my mom, I remember there was a time two of my siblings were not well.
Okay.
So they went on admission at
Mhm.
37.
Mm-hmm.
And then my dad wasn't around.
Okay.
He wasn't in the country. My mom had to actually take care of them and then take care of us, get us ready for school, prepare their breakfast, their lunch, supper, and then go to the hospital as well to take care of them.
Wow.
And it wasn't like it was just something like a little malaria fever or something. But I think, yeah, both of them were on admission for about 2 weeks.
Wow.
And then I remember when she comes home, she will actually have to hurry up and then sleep there to take care of them. She left us in the care of someone, but then she
Okay.
also have to come back to make sure we are actually okay, prepare us for school before she leaves again to take care of them. And then I remember, and my dad wasn't around.
Okay.
So I
Okay.
realized growing up, and then when I became a mother,
Mhm.
I remember there were a couple of times my little girl has been falling sick and we used
Okay.
to frequent the hospital. So
Okay.
I remembered all those times. I was like, hey.
Then it's easy.
And my mom used to tell me I was also very sick when I was a child.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
So I was like, so is it all that? Is it like she went through all this and then she still came back strong? Because for me, it took a toll on me. Yes. So I realized that my mom wasn't actually complaining
Okay.
because my dad wasn't around and now Papa, no. She actually handled it perfectly.
Yeah.
So anytime I remember those scenes and all that she went through, it really gives me the impression
Yeah.
actually that she's a strong
Woman.
Yes. And I like to encourage anyone hearing us out there. If you have a child who is not feeling well, who is sick, I would like to say that you don't have to give up on yourself and
Yeah.
on the child.
Okay.
You don't have to let everything come to a halt in your life. If it's education you are pursuing, pursue it.
You can
If
still
it's
do
a
it.
business you are pursuing, pursue it. And let that child have a life, get
Yeah.
a life. Because there are actually people who actually want children like that. Yes, but if you have one and then the child may be suffering from one ailment or the other, don't give up.
Okay.
Yes,
All
yes,
right.
engage in prayer and then I'm sure everything will be successful.
All right. Thank you so much. And Rose, I want you to talk about how your mom handled challenges and difficult situations. Did you see some of them? Because you know why I'm asking? Our moms normally hide the things they go through. You know very well that this woman is trying to cry. It was, yes, me okay. There was something she was going through. So sometimes, as a kid, I saw some of them, and it wasn't easy. So, how did your mom handle difficult situations?
Okay, so my mom is also an officer.
Okay.
And
Oh, so it runs in the blood.
she's an active service. She actually has a few years to go on retirement.
Okay.
So I remember my dad got ill.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very, very ill.
Mm-hmm.
And she was juggling work with taking care of my dad.
Mm-hmm.
And at that
Very
time, we are 7, so most of them, everybody is out of the house.
Mommy, if you are listening, I want to say hello.
And
7.
Yeah, we are 7.
Okay.
And I think it was just my kid brother and her.
Okay.
And my mom, I've never seen her coming home with friends.
Mhm.
Like, this is no, I've never seen that. So, you know,
Mhm.
sometimes you see that, oh, I have an issue, I want to go and talk to a friend.
Okay.
But I saw my mom praying most of the time.
Okay.
I know when you are praying, sometimes the emotions
Yeah.
will pour out.
Yeah.
So I believe that's how she handled her issues. And then growing up, she confides in me a bit. So sometimes if there's something
Mhm.
going on, she'll just call me, we talk about it.
Okay.
And then if the solution I give is, I think, in quote, sensible, she takes it, and then that's what we do.
Okay.
Yeah, so I have never seen my mom's friend or
Mhm.
somebody, I would say, oh, my mom goes to this person. No. But my mom is a very prayerful person, and I believe that's where she gets her strength and all that from.
All right. Jemima, as a mother, how do you draw strength and inspiration from your own mom?
As a mother,
Yeah.
my inspiration comes from her nature of parenting us, in the sense that she made certain principles
Okay.
or fundamentals a lifestyle.
Okay.
Godly principles,
Okay.
healthy lifestyle,
Mm-hmm.
hard work, commitment. She made it a lifestyle in the sense that she wasn't saying it in your face that you should do this because of that, or waiting in the face of a problem
Mm-hmm.
before she tells you that you're supposed to do that.
Okay.
So you're supposed to, she teaches us how to, or she trained us in
Mhm.
these principles, like being caring, being conscious about others around, loving, humility, respect for one another. She did it like an everyday training.
Oh.
So it's in like godly principles. Like, it's later on you get to read the Bible more. You know, as a kid, you read the Bible, the Sunday school whole thing. But later on, older, reading more, you realize that, wow, this thing that she has been saying,
Mm-hmm.
this thing that she has been bringing us up in, is actually scripted in the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
It's there.
Okay.
But it wasn't like the Bible.
Yeah.
This
This and
is
that.
this. So it was like everyday life.
So she was living the word.
She was living the word, and so for that, in terms of healthy life, making sure that we had a very well balanced meal.
Okay.
We lived in a more residential community, so
Okay.
in the evenings we could take walks and then all be chatting and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And later I realized that all that was all part of a bigger picture, which is like a healthy lifestyle. But you made it look like that is how we live every day.
Okay.
You have to be committed to working. You have something to do. You have to prepare ahead of time. Mommy always prepares ahead of time. She has a journey. She starts packing like 1 week before the journey. So like all that. So now you are brought up knowing that this is how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
So I draw inspiration that I need to make these things an everyday lifestyle for myself and for my children.
Okay. So what do you think is the most rewarding part of motherhood?
Most rewarding part for me is the confidence, seeing my child being confident in what she believes in. For example, because of how my mom brought us up, that we are all different, but she identified everybody and then she allowed everybody to nurture in their own capacity. She always says that if someone calls home, that maybe you've traveled somewhere and call someone home, that or somebody has left something behind, she knows which child it is.
Yeah.
So it's like she knows everybody and how they behave. So what for me is the confidence that my child has. Like, I went to a shop with her to buy socks.
Mhm.
So I choose a brand of socks and instead with the colors. So I asked her to choose.
Mm-hmm.
So I put 2 pairs together, 2 different colors, and I say
Which
choose.
one?
And she points one.
This one.
We do a second one. Then the
The
sales
same
girl
thing?
no, she picked a different color of 2 options.
Okay.
Then the sales girl goes like, in Colombia, like, they
So
will
yeah.
just pick they'll just be picking. So I decided to put two of the options that she rejected together, and I presented to her. She said, I don't like them. So the sales girls were like, oh, so she knows what she likes. I'm like, yeah. It was a proud moment for me that I had encouraged my daughter to be confident in herself, even at 3 years old. At 3 years, she knows what she wants, and she knows that she can voice it out.
All right. Irene, so as a mother yourself, how do you draw inspiration from your mom?
Remember my mother's unwavering support and then her love. She supported us in everything. And then I also remember that there were a couple of times that even if you are wrong, there's a way she goes about it. And then she will still let you know that in your wrong, she's still with you.
Okay.
Yes. So for me, I've learned to always support my kids.
Okay.
Yes. No matter what, I will always stand by them. Even if they grow to become parents, I will still give them my support.
Okay.
Yes.
So what do you think is the most rewarding part of motherhood?
Well, the most rewarding part of motherhood for me is to realize your children are growing in the faith.
Okay.
Yes. The Bible says that train up the child in the way he should go. And when he is old, he will not depart from it. And in the way is the way of the Lord.
Okay.
So we being Christians, me coming from a Christian home, I've not actually moved from the faith. So the most rewarding part of motherhood for me should be that my children will grow in the faith, be raised in a godly way, and pass it on to their children. That's to my grandchildren, even generations to come. So that I'm actually praying that when that time comes, it should be credited to me, their mother, that my mother brought us up in the Lord. And
hey, sometimes they'll not mention you.
Oh, they will.
They'll say, Daddy. Every day was Daddy. So what will you do?
It's still, if it's Daddy, it's still me.
It's still you.
Daddy actually showed me the way, and I taught them, because mothers are actually always with the kids. You get it? So the fathers actually give us the, how do they even say, the blueprints. And then we will actually break it down for them.
Are you sure, say, how?
You see, when you bring up a child well, they will say that,
yeah.
If the child doesn't become a good person in future, they will say, yeah. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for me, so if the child becomes a responsible adult in the future, I know it's me. The father is part, but if the child doesn't mention me, I'm okay.
Okay.
I'll actually take the credit for myself behind the scenes. Yes, so that's the most rewarding part of
all
parenting.
right.
Yeah.
Rose, we want to know, how do you think we can celebrate and honor motherhood in a way that includes and uplifts all women, regardless whether they are mothers or not?
Okay, so just as our sister also said, I think how the fulfillment in seeing that, oh, this person that I am mentoring or I'm nurturing or I am bringing up has turned out to be who he or she wants to be.
Okay.
When there's that fulfillment, you know, oh, at least I have done something in somebody's life. I have made an impact in somebody's life. So I'd also encourage us that we should try. We should try and get the kids close to us and also nurture them in the way of the Lord. Because nowadays, the children coming up, it's something else. And we have a lot of youth in prison.
Yeah. Wow.
Yes. But maybe one day, if you people are interested,
you would call you to talk about some of the things that gets them there.
It's serious because we have people ranging from the ages of 18 to 40, and they make the majority of our inmate population. When you come to Kumasi Central Prison, as of now, today, we have about 1,600 men at Kumasi Central Prison.
How?
Wow.
Yes, 1,600. And I won't be shy to say that about 1,000 of them are between the ages of 18 to 40. So we have a big role to play. And now in the society, people think, oh, onyemeba, oh, me and my family. We don't care about our neighbor.
Yeah.
But if that neighbor's child has started stealing and you are not talking about it, they will come and steal from your house. You get it? So that thing that, oh, me dream me name me and I made me dream, if we don't talk about the ills going on, the drug menace, like things are terrible. So let's try and in our own small way make an impact, and then in the end, if the society is devoid crime and all that, it's a bonus to all of us.
Yeah.
So I think that's what I can say.
All right. And I want to know, how do you think your mom empowered you, and how do you pass that on to your children? Looking at, we were discussing this topic the last time, where GES brought directive from, I don't know who initiated that they are not going to cane kids again. And that thing alone, because you know that stop it, one, stop it, two, stop it, three, the third one, no, it's coming with something. And it really works, but they brought that thing, and I'm sure, Rose, your mom,
Obo
Kaka.
Oh, body Obo.
And I'm sure it's made an impact. I don't know, sometimes it makes negative impact, but I'm sure there were times too that you were like, if I do this again, mommy will beat me, so I wouldn't do that. So talk about something like that, and then how your mom has empowered you, and how you plan on empowering your kids in that line.
So there's this experience I don't really like sharing, but
Okay.
I remember one time in my school, we used to do these coupons.
Okay.
So you take a coupon to school and then you buy from the canteen.
Yeah.
I mean, my mom being an officer, you send food to school. So sometimes, you know, you've eaten home food. There are times you want to eat from the canteen. But my mother says no. It's not like she doesn't have the money, but she wants you to eat what she has cooked.
Yeah.
I spoke about contentment earlier. So this time, we were going to school and there was no food. But she hadn't given us money.
Okay.
So this 5,000 cedis notes, I'm on the dining table.
Okay.
So then I took it because the driver was in.
Okay.
So we were about to leave, and then my mom comes that her money is missing.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, I'm in trouble because I didn't ask her, and I also didn't think it was stealing to my mom.
Okay.
But then before I went to school, the way they beat me, because she told me that I didn't ask her, I had stolen her money.
And I'm sure you will never do that again. And
Yes,
you never did.
It became a serious issue. I thought it was something trivial. I've taken my mom's money. But then this woman made a big deal out of it that I had stolen her money. My dad had traveled. My dad got to know I have stolen my mom's money. And I think it helped because at a point, even if there's milk in the fridge and it's opened, nobody will touch it, you know, and you have to ask before you take something. Yeah. When you're giving food, you say thank you. When you need something, you say please. If, to the extent that even my little sister, if I have food you want to eat, you can do whatever. You can do whatever and you don't have to be envious of